But back to this evening, this championship game between Batley Bulldogs, third in the table, looking to go level at the top of the table with Featherstone Rovers and the Leigh Centurions. Featherstone just ahead on points difference at the moment, looking to put a bit of distance between themselves and their rivals. But they're going to have to up their game in the second half, because it has been a disappointing performance from Featherstone Rovers, but that's taking nothing away from a really dogged performance from this Batley side, who have dug deep and restricted the progress of this Featherstone Rovers side. A free-flowing Rovers side up until now, but just the one try to show for their efforts.
Well, Darryl Powell was out of the changing rooms early. I'm sure he didn't say too much. He didn't have to say too much. They need to aim up in this second half. And I'm a bit disappointed with him not going at Paul Hanforth, not trying to target him when they've got the ball, bringing out of trouble, just testing him, making him come up with some defensive efforts.
Well, will Featherstone look to play with a bit more pace in this second half? They were not able to do that to their liking in the first 40.
Well, Batley didn't let them play. Featherstone just willing to throw the ball around, whereas Batley just quite happy to take it up the middle of the park, simple plays, get to the end of the kick and defend.
Campbell running that ball back, but straight into the midriff of Andy Bostock. And Featherstone now trying to stop the Bulldogs' progress down the slope here. Flanagan just went down a little bit awkwardly, Flanagan, and Hanforth has gone for a 40-20 already here, but Hardman very quickly across to cover that ball and return it, and then gets a good pass away for Saxton, and Retty with a thumping tackle on Saxton. He felt that one, did the winger.
But they're backing themselves in defence, Batley. They kicked on the third tackle. They want to get the ball away from their try line. They don't want to make mistakes, and they are just trying to turn the screw on this Featherstone side. And that's good play again from Manning, knowing that Tommy Saxton is a danger player. Take the yards off him, control the ball, and control the speed of which he plays this ball.
It's been a good response from Carl Harrison's side. After their recent setbacks, 2 defeats in a row, Kane has to pick up a stray pass. Flanagan appealing to the sidelines for something that went on in the tackle there with Kane, pointing to his mouth, I think, but willing to get involved in the next tackle on Gledhill. On the last, and Kane chips that one over the top, but straight into the arms of Priest, who just had to take 2 steps back to gather that ball.
Yeah, Liam Finn, I'm not entirely sure whether he's 100% fit in this match. He's going in at dummy half. It's not often you see Liam Finn not taking charge, not marshalling a game. On that last play, on that last set of 6, he was in at dummy half, passed it to Kane, and put a pretty disappointing kick in if you're a Featherstone fan.
Here's Adam Robinson now. Robinson up towards the 40 now. Then will Hanforth go for another 40-20 perhaps? Just over the 40-metre line, and Robinson it is who is tackled. Hanforth stepping back, has found a bit of space, gone for the other sidelines, but couldn't get the distance on it, and it's Ben Cockayne who fields it. And Rod Studd on the sidelines has been in the proximity of the coaches. I should imagine his ears are ringing.
Certainly are, Bill, yeah. Well, Carl Harrison's message is fairly simple. Keep your discipline, don't make any silly mistakes, and don't back off. And remember, Batley won the toss and elected to play up the hill in the first half, so they've got the advantage in this second period. But Darryl Powell, well, surprisingly chipper in the aftermath of the half-time team talks. It's a tough game, a good game. They're not executing as well as they can. But he was saying, look, it's easy to look at these games when we score 40, 50, 60 and make a big song and dance about it. These are the games that define how good a team is and define your season.
Well, it was always going to be tough here, and Batley have lived up to expectations. Featherstone seemingly getting away with a forward pass there during this set of 6 from Netherton, but the progress continues. Tonks, a good offload from him. There haven't been many of those from Featherstone so far, and Bostock, and now they are coming forward with a bit of pace, and Batley are scrambling. Finn. Hardman now. Tonks. Good offload from Tonks, finds Netherton, and Netherton finds Gledhill, and Gledhill gets the pass away. Finn picks it up. There should be in the corner here with Saxton, but Saxton can't get away from Retty, gets the pass away, and somehow it's gobbled up by Dane Manning when it looked as though Featherstone were going to get in the corner.
Well, they looked like they were panicking, and that's what you've got to give credit Oh, Retty with a half break. You've got to give credit to this Batley side. Just look at the amount of players that turn up on the inside. They're pushing very, very hard. There's 4 players, and Dave Manning gets the ball back for them.
Let off there for Batley. Maybe the final pass should have been better, but Saxton was just bottled up in the corner, and Hanforth, well, both sides showing their hand. Now Morn has put the ball down from Hanforth, and Featherstone will have it back. Golden opportunity there for the Batley Bulldogs.
Well, that was a desperate shame for Batley. Good strength and determination. A number of offloads, and there's a penalty.
You can't push him like that.
There's a push from a Featherstone player.
He's pushed him.
It's Adam Robinson for Batley who gets the ball away. Tiger Hanforth having a crack, having a look. Another offload. Here's the penalty. There you go. Andy Bostock whilst playing the ball. Criminal.
Well, Rod was saying that Darryl Powell was fairly cool and calm, but much more of this, and maybe that is not going to last. 2-2 now.
2. Move! 10.
So for the first time in this second half, really, Batley putting the Featherstone Rovers line under a little bit of pressure. Tui trying to burst through on his own.
Release!
Tackled about 5 metres out. The Batley scrum half tonight, Mark Tui. Prop last week. Robinson barrels through, gets the pass away. It's picked up, it's back with Robinson. Robinson fancies another crack. He's over the line and he scores, or does he? Referee Roby says, let's have a look and see if there was a knock on. And Tim Roby, supremely calm there. Players flocking round him saying, check this, check that, and he just said, we're doing it, we're doing it.
He's going to have a little look at Andy Robinson when the first time he gets the ball, he goes through. Is that knocked on by Bretherton when he comes through? I'm not so sure whether he's touched it. He gets his right arm free. This is the offload, and this is where they're looking for. Is it knocked on?
No.
There's nothing wrong with this.
Comes off Kane, doesn't it?
I think it hits both players in the thigh. Robinson with a nice one-handed offload. Hits the thigh. Bretherton picks it up, gives it back to Robinson.
I don't think there's a problem with this, Barry.
No, I don't. First try of the second half, I feel.
As Adam Robinson got his 4th of this campaign, they're Smeaton desperately trying to stop him. He won't do so. And Adam Robinson, well, he's a fitness trainer by profession. And he's not going to be stopped from that sort of difference and distance. And Tim Roby, Ian Smith has had a look. Tim Roby awards the try. And Batley Bulldogs surviving at one end, a very close call, and coming up the other end to score the first try of the second half.
Well, Batley are just starting to break Featherstone down. It's Robinson who passes it to Hanforth, who passes it to Morn. And look at this, let's have another look. Adams, a one-handed offload from Robinson. He gets the ball, tucks it under his wing. It's up to you, Mrs. Robinson. Gets it down.
And Hanforth, well, he kicked with the last kick of the first half, his first points of the night to level the scores. And this to put the Bulldogs 12-6 up against the side at the top of the table at the moment. Out on the sidelines, and this one looks good. The Batley fans who've moved down towards that Craig Lingard terrace salute a successful kick from Paul Hanforth, and the Irish international has put the Bulldogs 12-6 ahead. Adam Robinson immediately getting a breather for his efforts.
Well, sometimes you just got to create your own chances, and Adam Robinson done that. He got the offload, and then he reset himself, got behind the ball, got the pass, and look at that for a determined effort to score the try.
So Batley taking advantage of this slope, or taking advantage of the penalty there, and Tony Tonks penalised for a steal.
Well, they're just not helping themselves at all. I think it's Gledhill that steals the ball, but the second play They've conceded a try. They're trying to take the game up the other end of the park, get it away from the try line. Then all of a sudden they give that penalty away. And Carl Harrison and Batley will be very happy. And again now they're defending 45 yards from the line.
Batley trying to rebuild their season after those back-to-back defeats. They'd had a great run before then, 5 consecutive league wins, but a cup defeat against Huddersfield just seemed to knock them out of their stride. They then lost 2 in a row, York and Lee. So can they get back on track here this evening? Well, that's a stray pass. The ball goes to ground. Featherstone have got it back.
Well, it's Dane Manning running hard and strong at the line, catching that ball under pressure. Just fails to collect it, giving Featherstone the ball back. It's a big let-off for the Rovers.
Hold the 10. Hold Alex. Hold. Go. 2.
Well, it's the Batley fans who are being more vocal at the moment. Well, there is more to cheer about for them.
Well, there's the run from Manning, but Ben Cockayne, who's just played the ball now for Featherstone, he's come into the middle of the park, he's waving his arms around, trying to encourage his teammates to try and get on the front foot. A lot of the Featherstone players waiting back for that next play.
Here's Tonks now, Byron Smith going head-to-head with him, the Welsh international. He could have been penalised there, Batley. And Kane, the kick is charged down by Morn, but it'll rebound comfortably for Hardman. And Hardman, with 6 to go, doesn't need to rush things. Tackled at the second attempt he is, by Manning.
Sorry, Bill, good pressure from Batley, but really a lazy strike from Andy Kane when he tried to get that kick away.
Tonks, Finn, now the Featherstone Rovers fans find their voice, and Finn, Kane with the run, he's got Finn inside him in support. He's also got support from Kirk Netherton, and Netherton will get the try. It looked as though Finn was going to be the man to take the pass, but it was Netherton who popped up to get his 6th of the campaign, and that's more like it, say the Rovers supporters. That was more like it from them.
Well, we'll have another look at that charge-down kick from Featherstone. Batley getting off the line, and Andy Kane's kick easily charged down. But it's a Featherstone hand that is first to the ball. Kurt Netherton, he passes the ball from dummy half. Tonks and Finn just free up Kane, who shows it on the outside. There's a couple of players to choose from, and it's Netherton who manages to get the ball down for Featherstone.
Get him off the post. George.
And present Liam Finn with a pretty comfortable goal-kicking opportunity. Just about bang in front of those posts, in front of those Featherstone Rovers supporters. And they doff their caps to Liam Finn, who's levelled the scores at 12 points apiece.
Well, it's an instinctive play at Andy Kane, and what he looks when he gets the ball, he looks up in front of him and tries to isolate one defender. He does that. Look at that. You can see that Bretherton gets outside of him. He uses his footwork, steps off his right foot, and Kirk Netherton, like all good hookers, tracking up the middle of the park to score underneath the sticks for this Featherstone side.
Came here midway through the season, Netherton, from the Widnes Vikings, former Hull Kingston Rovers man. So we're level again. Not golden point again. Oh no, it's the championship. It'll just be bonus point perhaps.
Hold. Go. Ash, you're off, Ash.
Here is Netherton. They might be playing uphill, but they're motoring a bit in this second half, playing with a bit more freedom, Featherstone.
Oh, that was smart from Netherton. He knew that Ash Lindsay was offside, ran right into the back of him, actually held him for a couple of metres. And a good penalty earned in the haste to get up and play the ball. Alex Bretherton giving the penalty away. Tony Tonks wants to get up and play it. Look at this, he knows that Lindsay's offside. Netherton sees the space and goes for it.
And they're trying to turn the screw now of Featherstone. Here is Finn. Delays the pass. Finds Dale. Gratian gets to his feet. There's a bit of a way to go for big lanky John Gratian, but he gets there in the end. Tony Tonks, maybe not such of a problem for him. And Tonks eventually dumped to the ground. Finn passes for Kane, Kane for Hardman. Hardman going for it. I think he's just managed to keep a hold of it. No, it was forward, says the referee.
Well, They're just starting to play on the front foot. Good defence from Batley, though. So the hand was in there from Batley, but Ian Hardman, he's trying to have a word with the referee. But they seem to have upped the tempo in the last 5 minutes, Featherstone.
Well, this is a bit dangerous. Hardman locking in at loose forward with no fullback. 70 metres available to Batley if they want to crack.
Didn't last long. Hardman trotting back to where he should be. And here's Jason Walton now. That was a great opportunity for Featherstone Rovers there. Had Batley on the rack. Retty now. Really pacey player, Wayne Retty. Batley trying to dictate the pace. They did that for much of the first half.
Because they're playing control, Bill, they're getting to the end of the set 6. There's no big plays from them. Paul Hanforth controlling everything, taking it to the line, looking at some of the big plays, trying to get at Tony Tonks on that occasion.
Priest with the kick straight down the middle of the field, and Cockayne collects it on his own 10-metre line, then runs it back straight into the Batley chasers. Welcome to the championship.
But again, what happens as soon as he gets that ball? There's a line straight in front of him. There's nowhere for him to go.
There is for Saxton. He's skirted on the outside. He's come back in field. Oh, what a shot that was. Priest, it was all or nothing from Ian Priest. The Featherstone Rovers fans think it was a bit too much of something, but play continues. Bostock on the other side of the field now. Big Andy Bostock. Look at this shot.
Well, there's lots going on here. Tommy Saxton, you need to be physical on him. He's a big fella.
But look at this. Oh, the opportunity was there. And again, they're back to their old ways, and Matty Dale curses himself or somebody.
You can't curse anybody else. We've mentioned the word lazy before. And Matty Dale all day and all night. Here's Tommy Saxton. He thinks he's got some time and space. Boom! Get in the office.
He's not the biggest Ian Priest, but he packed a punch there, that's for sure. And Batley get the penalty, offside against Featherstone Rovers.
Well, they know that they've got to take metres off Batley. You can see him just sneaking forward there. It's Bostock and it's Hepworth.
And that's a really bad penalty to give away. I'm sure Darryl Powell, when he reviews this tape with his team, he'll talk about little 1%ers, little as areas of discipline, concentration and focus. It's just not been there tonight.
Walton tackled about 40 metres out for the Batley Bulldogs. Byron Smith.
That's got to hurt, hasn't it? Tonks coming in on Smith.
Hanforth, oh, and Smeaton put the pressure on. Kane picked the ball up, and Kane will capitalise. Campbell trying to race back and cut him off, but Kane heading for the corner. And the referee, I think, will go to the video ref Ian Smith. Perhaps he might not. He might be comfortable with what he's seen, but no, Tim Roby wanted to know how that ball ended up on the ground.
And he'll want to know whether it hit a Featherstone player before it hits the ground. It was good line speed. I think it was Sam Smeaton who gets up into the face. A nice wide pass. While the ball is in the air, defensive structure will say, get up and put pressure. I think Sam Smeaton's touched that ball. Coaches will tell defenders, while it's in the air, get up.
Time's off.
Yeah, that's a knock on that. Shame for Featherstone.
Video ref is Ian Smith, looking at this collision then between Flanagan and Smeaton.
Do you know, he does everything right, Smeaton, but I just feel his right arm has touched that ball. There's nothing wrong with the pick-up from Kane.
It's a knock on both ways and a scrum down in it. Although they're looking at the ground, it may be saying it came backwards. Maybe it's saying came backwards off Sam Smeaton.
Tim Roby waiting for the word from video ref Ian Smith, gets the decision, the try awarded, it went backwards, says the video ref, from that challenge. That's the view of Ian Smith, and Kane gets the try. Something out of nothing for Featherstone Rovers. Kane's 16th of a very lucrative campaign for him. Liam Finn with 2 from 2 so far. And Featherstone back in front. Finn's successful conversion saluted by the Featherstone fans. 18-12 their side leads at the moment.
Well, that track could be a reward for good defence, good focus, good concentration. A couple of words that I used a moment or two ago. That ball touches Sam Smeaton, but the video ref saying it came backwards. And this is all pace, this one. Andy Kane knows where the try line is, sticks the ball under his wing, doesn't wait for any referee or any whistle.
So Kane, instrumental in Featherstone Rovers getting back in front of this second half. He set up that try for Netherton, and now he's capitalised on that lucky break. And here is Ben Cockayne with Featherstone for the rest of the season. And who knows what after that. Next Thursday, more championship action and more Featherstone Rovers. This time we're at Big Fellow Stadium for what could be another big game. Featherstone Rovers against another one of their playoff rivals, Sheffield Eagles. And the Eagles with a big game against Lee Centurions this weekend. Big game next Thursday. Sky Sports 2 at 7:30 next Thursday. Here is Saxton. Saxton gets the pass away. Now then, can Featherstone Rovers put their foot to the floor now? Maybe put a bit of distance between themselves and the Bulldogs. It's been nip and tuck so far as Kane puts the kick in, but that's out on the full, and that's the reason it's been nip and tuck. And Andy Kane, as a result of that, in the process of doing that rather, has picked up a knock. He's immediately signalled to the sidelines.
You're right, he's trying to get off as quick as he can. A terrible kick from Andy Kane, he knows that.
And he's at the moment he's out on that left wing for Featherstone Rovers. He's had a visit from the physio. Play continuing with the Batley Bulldogs in possession as a result of that kick going out on the full. And Kane is off the field. Tim Spears has come back on in his place. So that's disruption, and Kane just saying prior to that what an influence he'd had in the second half. And the penalty conceded by Liam Finn.
Well, they believe in themselves, Batley, in this game. You can see that Hesketh, he gets his nose through, he runs at Liam Finn, and he just won't let him up. But they're confident and they're going for the try, Batley.
Manning it was with the first charge. Lyth down the short side, Retty infield, and Retty just didn't have the strength to barge through the Featherstone Rovers defenders there. He had the pace, but he's held up right on that try line. Eventually struggles to his feet. Tonks barking out instructions, and Priest joining in the line there, and Tonks in there to make the tackle. Batley just won't go away. Priest plays the ball. Hanforth, Smith. Smith is tackled about 8 metres out. Here is Hanforth. Hanforth, little dart from him, almost got underneath the defence. That's the 5th tackle. 18-12 the scoreline here. Short ball, they're in. Manning is it. The referee awards the try. I think underneath all that it is Dane Manning. And Batley Bulldogs, well, they're more like terriers. They just will not go away.
This is a brave, brave try from Dane Manning. Close to the line. There's hardly more than a metre. Look at this penalty here. Liam Finn trying to grab that extra second. Sean Hesketh forces the hand of Tim Roby. And just watch Dane Manning here. There's defenders, as I say, less than a metre away from him. He needs his eyes wide open. He needs to catch the pigskin and put it over the line. He's had a tremendous game in defence. Dane Manning coming up with 27 tackles.
But he'll have enjoyed that against his former club. Dane Manning moved there after his career at Leeds stalled. Just made 1 Super League appearance for the Rhinos. But he's been ever present in the last 21 games, which means he's just missed one game this season for Featherstone Rovers as Dane Manning. Now then, Hanforth with the opportunity to level the scores again. Tricky kick for Hanforth here. But Featherstone Rovers, they really do know they're in a tussle here now, irrespective of whether Hanforth kicks this, which he has done. 18 points apiece and a bit of disruption as well for Featherstone Rovers. Batley have levelled it, but they've lost Andy Kane as well of Rovers, and Rod Studd has the news on that.
Yeah, it's been an awful couple of minutes for Featherstone Rovers, Bill, hasn't it? Not only conceding that equalising try, but there's Andy Kane, and as soon as he kicked the ball there, he felt his groin go. That's the problem, it's a groin injury, and he knew it as soon as he kicked the ball. And he's out for the rest of the game, but here's a lifeline for Featherstone, a break for Featherstone.
Lythe knocking on from the restart, and Featherstone Rovers will get the ball back from the goal line dropout, and Chris Lythe, a really popular character at the Bulldogs, well, blotting his copybook there.
Well, we see this so many times, don't we? When the team that scores a try goes back and makes the mistake, and both teams, you said that both teams don't want to win this game. They're inviting the opposition back into it, 18 apiece, 17 minutes to go, it's anybody's game.
And Featherstone immediately back on the attack, having conceded that try. Dale, Saxton takes the pass from Hardman, but Manning is there, and Barry referred to the defensive work Dane Manning's got through, as well as scoring that try. He's set out to have a big game against his former club. Bostock, the man with no number, his first shirt was ripped off his shoulder, so he's got a blank canvas out there at the moment. Here is Finn, manages to get the pass away to Hepworth, had a really quiet night as Hepworth, and that's a good pass out wide to Cockayne, and Cockayne, looking for his first try for his new club, is just short of the try line. Here is Finn now. Finn kicks across field, looking for Saxton. Saxton back to Bostock. Bostock will try and bulldoze his way over the try line, but they're going to put him over the touch line.
Well, Saxton does everything right. He knows that he can't catch that ball and get over the try line, so he catches it, a nice soft hands inside to Bostock, and he doesn't back himself. He tries to get outside of Retty, and he just needed to go inside. The defence from Batley tonight has been special.
Survived that one. Byron Smith. Hesketh now. They have gone for a bit of size. Carl Harrison's picked Adam Robinson, Hesketh and Tutil on the bench, and three big guys.
I've been impressed with Robinson when he's got on the pitch. He's a very, very forthright player, runs hard and strong, plays his ball quick. A couple of offloads in there as well as that try. I don't think it'll be long before we see him back out.
Jason Walton hit that ball at pace, and it was tackled on the halfway line, and Hanforth made himself a little pocket for the kick, and Cockayne fields it, sat up nicely for him, runs it back, and straight into the challenge of Hesketh.
The majority of kicks that Batley are putting in are finding the ground, just kicking it along the floor. He's just willing to keep turning the opposition around. He's not looking for that miracle kick, Paul Hanforth. He just keeps looking to turn them back, put him in the corner and ask him to bring the ball away.
Spears, another former Batley player out there playing against his old club. Dale, they're giving this ball a bit of width, and they're being given the time to do it as well just then, but Batley eventually managed to stop the progress.
Well, they look like they're trying to play outside of Batley. They're not trying to play through the line.
Well, nearly every player touched that ball for Featherstone then. I think there was 9 passes, 10 passes.
Finn will hoist the kick straight up and straight down again. Priest with the Featherstone Rovers fans behind him, trying to put him off, but he was keeping his mind on that, kept his focus, and the penalty, and again they're offside, Featherstone.
Darryl Powell will be furious with this. Just those little corner cuts that Featherstone keep taking. It's a good kick. It's a reasonable tackle from Tim Spears, Darryl Powell, and Ryan Sheridan. They're furious.
Tell me when it's gone.
Potter now back on the field. 18 points apiece. There's 2 balls on the field, so the referee says let's get rid of one. Dickens. That's experience for you. Just held on to the ball, just looked to his left to make sure everybody was set. Everything all right? Right, now we'll get rid of the ball on my terms, Mr. Referee.
He'd be kidding saying he's trying to look after everybody else's energy. Might be Big Stu that needs the big breaths.
Hanforth. Here's Tui now. And the Batley fans, go on, they're saying on that Ron Earnshaw terrace on the far side of the ground. Here's Hesketh now. 10 metres out as Hesketh plays the ball. Hanforth, little drop of the shoulders from Hanforth. He'll get it back and he'll give it to Lythe. It's the turnover, says the referee. It was knocked on.
Well, you can see he just tries to drop it onto his toe. Unfortunately, he trips over the ball, Paul Hanforth. Wasn't the best one he's put in all night.
Did he drop it? Did he kick it? Did he drop kick it?
That's Danny Maguire.
That's Danny Maguire, yeah.
Here's Gratian. Real even Stevens here. Both sides giving as good as they're getting. And nobody getting the upper hand in this match so far. 18 points apiece into the last quarter. And the championship leaders being given a real run for their money. Spears ducked under that, and Cockayne took the pass. Weaving run across the field by the former Hull Kingston Rovers man. Netherton, likewise, a former Robin.
And that's when they look more dangerous, when they run from dummy half.
Then Finn's kick, and Priest will have to get that one. Just manages to salvage it, and then we'll run it back at pace.
Oh, he's lucky then, Ian Priest, but I love the way he returns the ball. No matter who's in front of him, he just tucks it under his arm and goes, as does this man, Wayne Retty, as he keeps pumping his legs.
That's going to come off for him sooner or later, isn't it, Wayne Retty? He's looking for that gap.
Well, you just got to be persistent in every play that you come up with, and that's exactly what Wayne Retty's up to. Look at the size of him for a winger.
Hesketh now.
The
The ground goes quiet, just briefly, as Lythe goes on his own and leaves Dickens struggling a bit. Stuart Dickens just a bit slow to get to his feet. Then Hanforth hoists the kick. Dale with the challenge. Good kick from Hanforth. Hardman underneath it. And just like Priest up the other end of the field, Hanforth is rock solid underneath that one. Hardman was rock solid. Hanforth is back on his feet after that challenge. The penalty, in actual fact, goes in favour of Featherstone for offside against the Batley Bulldogs. Got there in the end.
You were right, Bill. I thought he'd penalised that challenge on Paul Hanforth, and it wasn't. It was for being offside. Can Featherstone make the most of this? I'm not sure they've done anything with the field position they've had.
Here's Dickens. But again, you don't want to take anything away from the effort of the Batley Bulldogs. There's a reason why Featherstone haven't been able to assert themselves as they might have been expected to.
You're right, Bill. You're right, Bill. Batley don't deserve to lose this game.
Tonks takes 2 attempts to stop the big prop. Then he looks for the penalty. Finn now. Finn trying to work his magic. And he's stopped just short. That's the 5th tackle, and the main kicker is all wrapped up there. So Hepworth has the job. Crossfield kick from Hepworth, too strong for Cockayne, and they'll tap on the 20.
He nearly kicked it into the changing room, into the door hole. I'm not sure whether he might have been better dropping a goal. I know it's quite early, but sometimes drop goals, if there's 2 and 3 minutes left on the clock, everybody's screeching out to force the drop goal. Johnny Hepworth, having spent time in rugby union, would have been an excellent kicker of the ball.
Well, he's had a really quiet night as Hepworth. When you think he's scored tries in each of his last 5 games, including a hat-trick against Hunslet in the last game. He's got, since he's come back into rugby league, he's got 13 tries, and yet he's hardly had a sniff tonight as Johnny Hepworth.
Because I don't think they played direct enough. They tried to shift the ball on far too many occasions, yet we seem to be talking more about Paul Hanforth because they've played straight, and Paul Hanforth gets his hands on the ball and he's playing off the back of runs like this from Robinson.
Into the last 10 minutes, and Hanforth will take that ball and then drill the kick into the corner and manage to get the kick away because it was good pressure from Featherstone Rovers. Now Saxton looking to run it back. There's a Rovers player, a Batley player down in back play. It's Jason Walton, I think, who's struggling with what looks like cramp. And Cockayne is away. Cockayne has broken through, but he's got no support. And a great ankle tap from Johnny Campbell does just enough to stop him. There was nobody there to support Ben Cockayne, and this could be another case of Featherstone blowing it, but no, they'll get the penalty. And will they go for two?
I think it's like Carl Chapman, the physio's on to give the instructions.
Two is the message, Barry, as you see the penalty.
Paul Amforth knows exactly what he's doing. He's Cockayne, looking all around for his Featherstone teammates, and there's nobody there. He possibly does the right thing, plays his ball.
Stay on that line.
I think Featherstone fans will get more and more used to that.
Stay on that line.
Breaking the line, challenging defenders. There's Daryl Powell. There's only 8 minutes left, he's saying, so take the two. He had to use his fingers, though.
Well, Daryl Powell has sent that message out before in the game, and they ignored his advice, which could have proved costly, could still prove costly, but Liam Finn has the opportunity anyway to edge Featherstone Rovers back in front, and he's on target. He's not. It looked as though that had set off on target, just drifted away from the posts. If it was ever on target, angles can be deceptive up here.
Wait.
Do you know, I've said it before, Bill, I don't think he's 100% fit, Liam Finn.
So it'll be the dropout on the 20 metres. Featherstone will have the ball back. Do they think about going for one now? This is the kick from Finn. Never on target.
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure the message will be going out. There's just over 6 minutes to go. We're probably only going to get 3 or 4 sets of 6 up this end of the park.
Or will they settle it with another try? Big hit on Bostock. Great penalty. The referee took his time there to make his decision. It was a high shot, he said.
Wayne Retty came right off the wing.
Get out of it.
It's a big shot. I think it's Andy Bostock. Wayne Retty came in. He's the last defender. He comes in on the second last attacker. Oh, I think that's a bit harsh.
Listen, just let me talk now. Time's off.
Oh, on that angle.
Just let me talk.
Just an eyebrow or two too high.
Listen, we're not having that reaction for the rest of the game now. Calm everyone
Both
down.
feet off the floor. It's poor technique, if anything, and you do force the hand of the referee.
Been having a real battle out on that side with Andy Bostock, not just Wayne Retty, but anybody in his vicinity. And again, they're going to go for the 2 points. Wayne Retty, a shake of the head from the former York winger, but that is evidence of the sort of wholehearted commitment there has been from this Batley side tonight.
What's the time, Ian?
Just a bit too committed there.
Well, he plays full on, Wayne Retty, and he threw his body into that tackle, unfortunately giving the penalty away. But again, the urgency from his teammates to come in and push the Featherstone player back.
Well, Finn missed with what by comparison was an easy kick at goal just a few moments ago, but this then to try and put his side back in front. This time the Featherstone Rovers supporters, I thought they were cheering that one on. It was the Batley fans behind him.
As soon as Finn struck that ball, the Batley fans went wild because they knew he'd pulled it. And the tension of this game is getting to one of the best kickers in this competition, Liam Finn.
But again, they get the ball back with the 20-metre line dropout. Again then, with 5 minutes to go, Featherstone will get the opportunity to try and find position to now drop a goal. Unless, like Lee did against Halifax in Blackpool last Sunday, they really come up with a spectacular play to win it at the last.
You know, when we look at this game, even though there's been a few errors and perhaps a few mistakes, there's been a lot of drama, and neither side has pushed out in front.
Good defence again from the Bulldogs. Hardman it was who was stopped in the corner. Finn, Batley trying to keep their defensive shape, but Tonks gets the ball away. Now they've got the numbers out here. They've got the numbers. Have they got the try? They have from Saxton, I think. The referee awards the try, and Tom Saxton has snatched it at the very last for Featherstone Rovers. 13th of the season, unless the Bulldogs can come up with something themselves. They went for it on the left-hand side. They tried and tried again against the Batley Bulldogs defence. This time, Saxton found a way through.
Well, it's Liam Finn who hands it on to big Tony Tonks, put this try down to a nice offload. 3 defenders are taken out, turns the ball up, still needs scoring. Let's have another look at it from this angle. Tony Tonks takes the ball up, right-handed offload. There you go, left-handed offload, offloaded to his left, a very difficult skill. Tommy Saxton with Rain Retty just gets the try that steals the show for Featherstone.
Chris, you got it, yeah?
Well, Saxton has had a busy game for his side this evening, as ever.
Chris, go short this kickoff.
He was last year's Players' Player of the Year at Featherstone Rovers, Saxton. And now Liam Finn, well, he's missed with his last 2 kicks. He's been struggling with his kicking, certainly in this second half. And the chances are he'll now land this one from right out there. Finn, and sure enough, he has done. Crucial kick that. 24-18, Featherstone Rovers lead into the last couple of minutes here now. And the Rovers fans among the Hull Kingston Rovers fans, among the Featherstone Rovers fans, saluting their near neighbours' performance. Well, quite near.
Well, the difference between that and when they tried to just go wide for the sake of going wide, Tonks takes the ball in, and what happens? He pulls Tui out the line. They go for the short kick-off. Batley has the ball back.
Excellent restart that was from Priest. You know, they've still got time here. Have the Bulldogs. Lythe gets to his feet. 2-2 now. They can't rest easy yet, Featherstone Rovers. Coming up to the last 2 minutes of the game. Here is Lindsay now. Flanagan was screaming at him to get the ball wide, but Lindsay, he wants to take him on all on his own. Inside the 20.
He's such a good player, Ash Lindsay, for this Batley side.
Here is Flanagan now. Hanforth. Here is Priest. Priest, short ball, and it's put to ground. It was Walton who couldn't take the pass.
Well, that's what Carl Harrison thinks of it. He stood up then straight away as soon as that mistake's made. Probably needed to be soft hands, playing at the line from Priest. A bit too hard for Walton, who was coming back against the angle, trying to get in the inside shoulder of Bostock.
They've done that all night, Batley, and we saw the try come for Batley, running hard, giving the ball in the front door. Dane Manning scored a try just after half-time, where there were players coming around the back, and the focus of the defender, they don't know whether to take that front man or the man just looping round on the angle behind.
Well, it looks like being 3 defeats in a row now for the Batley Bulldogs. This the harshest of them, that is for sure. They'll get a bonus point for a magnificent effort here this evening. The Featherstone Rovers will get clear lead at the top of the table, above the Leigh Centurions, who have a tough game themselves against the Sheffield Eagles this weekend. And Darryl Powell will have something to celebrate on his birthday. Here is Tonks now, up to the halfway line, and Featherstone just making sure that they don't concede possession, or when they do, it's right down the other end of the field. And Finn with a good kick, great kick, far corner of the game. Not quite a 40-20. Batley head and feet at the scrum, which they're trying to pack quickly, but no time. They've run out of time for the Bulldogs, surely.
Well, they're in no hurry to pack this scrum, and as I've said a few times, Liam Finn, for one of the few occasions, takes charge on the last tackle and kicks off.
You're ready for a kick, lads.
Get ready for a kick from Batley.
Flanagan, well, Hardman was again packed in the scrum, and just for a moment there was nobody at home at the back for Featherstone Rovers. And if Flanagan had chosen to kick that, well, it could have been interesting, but Ben Cockayne saw what was happening, covered across, and the chance went. And the chance has gone now for the Batley Bulldogs. Flanagan, it won't come off for him. The moment is gone. And Darryl Powell salutes what was a gutsy performance from both sides, and just a little flare-up at the end. It has been brewing that. There have been one or two moments. Wayne Retty's challenge on Bostock sparked off a bit of a set too. And Ben Cockayne involved. And he and George Flanagan having a little set too. Old habits die hard. And it's a shame that what has been a really good contest, if not in terms of skill at times, in terms of commitment and spirit, has been spoilt by that. And Featherstone Rovers get the points, top of the table. And Tom Saxton gets the man of the match. It has been a really busy contest, a bruising contest. Featherstone have got the spoils. Tom Saxton's got man of the match. He's with Rod.
Tom, well done, man of the match performance. I'll tell you what, I just saw you at the full-time whistle there, and you looked absolutely exhausted. That try has been worth a lot to Featherstone, but how are you feeling? It was a brutal battle out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a tough battle. We didn't play that well. We can play better, but just ground out the victory, really, so well done for that, lads.
Yeah, you played really well the last 3 weeks and scored a lot of points, and I think a lot of people were expecting a lot more tonight, but it doesn't always work out like that, particularly when the opposition plays such tough Rugby League. Yeah,
we know Batley are a tough team. They're going to be there at the end of the season, so we're just pleased for the victory.
You go top tonight?
Yeah, I know, so.
Is that significant at this stage of the season, or does it not really matter to Featherstone?
Not really, as long as come playoffs we're playing well, that's all that matters.
Good, well played, Tom. Well done, the man of the match. Let's bring Darryl Powell in. Darryl, listen, I guess you've probably had more relaxing birthdays than that, haven't you? You're 46, but you might feel like about 64 after such a tough performance and a tough game here.
Yeah, we had a few of these last year, you know, the tough games, and you've got to win them. It's, you know, I said at half-time, it's all right when you're winning easy, but when you've got nip and tuck games, we've got to get a little bit better at these type of games, and we went some way tonight, but I still think there's areas we've got to improve when it gets really tight.
Were there moments when you thought it had got away from you?
Oh, no, not really. I just felt we were in an arm wrestle of a game, and it was tough. I thought Batley were great tonight. They came at us pretty tough from the start and gave us a real battle. And we had to work hard, we had to dig deep to win the game.
And that, as you said, these are important games, they're season-defining games, and they're the sort of games you need to win if you're to win through in the playoffs and win the grand final, aren't they?
Oh, without doubt. I mean, you've seen the Northern Rail Cup final, you've seen the grand final, and in the semi-final, the tight games, they're the ones that you enjoy winning more as well, because they're the ones that challenge you as individuals and as a team.
Thanks for that, Darryl. Thanks a lot. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.